Do you know males can suffer from hair loss as early as their 20s? In fact, a significant amount of males will experience hair loss in their 30s and 40s. By the age of 50, over 50% of males will experience hair loss caused by the hereditary condition androgenetic alopecia. This educational animation on hair loss will review the causes of and a treatment for androgenetic alopecia. Let's start with normal hair growth. It's a three-phase cycle that takes place at the follicles. The cells of the hair matrix are responsible for hair growth and receive nutrients from a capillary loop at the dermal papilla. During the anagen phase, the hair matrix actively proliferates. New cells are continually produced and pushed upward, where they differentiate to form the hair shaft. After the 2 to 6 year anagen phase is complete, the follicle moves into catagen transition phase. In this phase, matrix cells cease activity and hair growth stops. The base of the hair shaft keratinizes and migrates upward away from the papillary blood supply. Finally, the follicle transitions into the telogen phase, where hair transforms into club hairs and migrate up the hair sheath. At the start of the new anagen phase, the follicle regrasps the papilla. The blood supply reconnects, and a new hair grows. The old club hair naturally sheds as the new hair grows to the same depth and thickness as in the previous cycle. Now let's examine what occurs to hair cycles in androgenetic alopecia. Androgenetic alopecia is associated with increased levels of certain androgens in hair follicles that ultimately lead to shorter anagen phases and longer telogen phases. These changes lead to progressively shallower follicles and thinner hair fibers over time. The combined result of these changes is seen as the typical hair loss pattern at the vertex and frontotemporal regions of the head. Applied twice daily in half capsule dosing directly to the scalp. After Rogaine is applied, minoxidil diffuses to the hair follicle. It may act in several ways to promote hair regrowth. Minoxidil is an ATP-sensitive potassium channel opener, which may play a role in its ability to stimulate hair growth. Minoxidil may also elevate the expression of vascular endothelial growth factor and increase fenestrations in the parafollicular capillary network, thereby supporting follicle vascularization. These collective mechanisms may contribute to the stimulation of longer anagen phases and shortened telogen phases, as well as trigger dormant follicles into new growth cycle. Both lead to new hair fibers and restored follicular function. Some patients may notice an initial increase in hair shedding caused by an abbreviated telogen phase. This is temporary and indicative of Rogaine product response. It typically takes 2 to 4 months of treatment with Rogaine product to reverse the process of androgenetic alopecia enough for patients to see visual improvement in their hair. The efficacy and safety of topical Rogaine foam for hair regrowth has been demonstrated in multiple Phase 3 clinical studies and is well reported in the medical literature. It is clinically proven to help regrow hair in men after 4 months. Rogaine brand, the leading topical drug for treatment of androgenetic alopecia, reverses many of the hair cycle changes associated with androgenetic alopecia and ultimately leads to the growth of new and healthier hairs. Rogaine, the #1 dermatologist's recommended brand.